Hey everyone, Shebim here and welcome! It's that time of year once again. We are coming close now to Wrestlemania. So I thought what we will do is we'll do a little bit of a Wrestlemania advent calendar. So over the next few weeks leading up to Wrestlemania, we're going to try and do one Wrestlemania hype match per day leading up to the big main show. It's pretty tricky because we don't know the whole card. It's still a lot of questions being asked at this point in time about who's going to be on what. So we're going to go with the ones we're definitely sure with to start with. And I thought we'll start with this one. Probably one of the most intriguing matches at WrestleMania this year. Potentially could be the main event. The first time the women have ever main evented WrestleMania. I think now may be the right time. I think they've got a massive star in in Becky Lynch right here in front of you. I think Ronda Rousey and Charlotte have done a great job at really getting a lot of heel heat. And I feel like Becky Lynch winning that match at Mania and holding that championship up high would be a massive pop for the end of Mania. So I think this could be the main event. It has often been mentioned as the main event through certain promos and so forth. So I dare say this will be. I mean, I can't stand another main event of having Brock Lesnar go on last and completely stink the place out of a 5-minute match. I can't be doing with that. So hopefully this is the main event. I feel like Daniel Bryan Kofi is going to be quite early in the night. So I don't think there's much of a choice really, unless they're going to try and put the Roman Reigns Drew McIntyre at main event or something like that. But surely they can't do that. I don't know. But either way, this is going to be a pretty entertaining match. It's been touted around for quite some time. I think, in my opinion, what I'm going to do with these matches anyway, I'm going to talk about the match, I'm going to talk about what I think is going to happen, I'm going to talk about the storyline and the build-up, and if I'm happy with it. And of course, this is a conversation, this is a discussion, so you guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below as well. This match, I think they panicked a little bit. I don't think... I mean, Ronda got over a lot early on and surprised a lot of people with her ability. But I don't think she's quite as good as they were trying to push her to be. Therefore, they had to make this a triple threat match. I mean, Ronda's the big name, Ronda's the star power, Ronda's the pulling power. However, I don't feel like she could pull off a main event on her own with one of these ladies. Which is why I believe this match is a triple threat. Because it allows Ronda a chance to do a little bit and then sort of hide behind the ability of the other two for a little bit. I'm not sort of having a go at her. She's had less experience than the other two. That's probably why. But she's been really elevated very, very high, very, very quickly. And I think it's a clever move to make it a triple threat. Because it allows them that little bit of time just to share the workload rather than two people having to go at it consistently. So I think it's a really good idea. Like I said, I think now is probably the perfect time. This has pretty much got the crowd behind them. Becky is probably the hottest thing in WWE at the moment. So I think it is the perfect opportunity to finally go for the women's main event and get it out of the way. Because as soon as it's out of the way, it's not going to be a debated topic anymore. I mean, I hope they're not going to do things... I've said this before about the women's evolution. I'm fully behind the women's revolution. However, not when they force it. It has to be organic. It has to be worth it. They can't just make this the main event if it's not going to be high quality. The main event of WrestleMania comes with a lot of pressure, and you need to make sure whoever's there is the right match for the show. The last few years, it's been very debatable, like I said, with Lesnar in the main event pulling off 5-minute matches and so forth, and I feel like there needs to be, see Ronda here, sticking to a character really, just diving outside the ring and avoiding the other two, and now finally we are going to get a bit of action. Ronda taking down Becky. I feel like the match is very much going to be based around Becky's injured leg. I feel like Charlotte's going to go after that injured knee and try and work it down. And Becky, once again, is going to look even more against the odds. She's going to struggle. She's going to really be make it quite difficult moving through the match. But I dare say I'd be very, very surprised if Becky didn't come away with this match with a victory. Very, very surprised. I think it's going to be, like I said, a very old-fashioned style wrestling match. It's going to be a case of... Yeah, like I said, Charlotte probably working down the knee of Becky. It wouldn't surprise me if they do sort of like a Brock Lesnar thing with Ronda. If you've ever noticed, whenever Brock Lesnar's in a multi-person match that they want to go a little bit longer, 9 times out of 10, Brock will take a big maneuver. He'll get put through an announce table or something like that, and that will have Brock sidelined for about five or so minutes of the match, 5-10 minutes of the match. Now I wonder if they might do the same thing with Ronda for a bit, maybe. Maybe if Charlotte and Becky sort of work together for a short period of time to hit something quite big on Ronda, and then that would allow Becky and Charlotte to go at it in the ring for a while, and then obviously for Ronda to come back into it. It's possible, or maybe even the way around. Maybe that could happen. Charlotte and Ronda could work together to take out Becky, and then Becky could, against all the odds, come back into it. Now, I have made this match an Extreme Rules match, because remember, a Triple Threat Rules match is no countouts, no disqualifications. So I dare say there will be some skullduggery going on. I would not be surprised, especially if it is going to be the main event. They're going to have to make it a bit more special. Like I said, it can't just be a standard triple threat. It's going to have to be a cracking one. And we know they can do it. I don't know if anyone else remembers this match, but one of my favourite matches from NXT was... it was at the early days of the Women's Revolution on NXT. It was when Becky was still working as, like, Sasha's sort of understudy. And I think it was a match just when Becky had started going off her own direction. And that was Becky, Sasha, Charlotte and Bayley in a Fatal 4-Way. That was an amazing match. Really, really good. So we know these lot can do it. We know the quality is there. But like I say, it does really intrigue me. It's the match that I'm most looking forward to at this point in time, to be honest. I mean, there are some good matches on the card, but this one I think is, although for me, like I said, I feel like it's a foregone conclusion about who's going to win. I'd be very surprised if Becky didn't win, because I feel like they have to pull the trigger on these. They have to pull the trigger on these scenarios when they're being handed this opportunity. I mean, if Becky goes on to win the championship at Mania, that could just be a massive, massive boost in merchandise sales for Becky. Finally getting that big payoff. I mean, she's probably selling fantastic merch at the moment anyway, but I mean, if they pull the trigger and she gets the belt at Mania winning this triple threat match, it's going to really elevate her to the upper echelons of the women's division, which she really is anyway. But like I said, it's a chance to get the massive pop from the crowd, and I think that's what they need. In the first women's triple threat match, I think they're going to need that massive pop at the end. I mean, if the fans are going to be chanting this is boring and booing and this, that and the other, it's not going to be as memorable. If the fans at the end of it are cheering, shouting for Becky as she's holding the championship up high, I think it's going to leave a good memory in everyone's mind as the first time women ever main evented WrestleMania. And there we go. Becky out of nowhere, locking in to disarm her on Ronda Rousey, but Ronda does break free. So yeah, let me know what you think. I know I'm babbling on quite a bit in here, but I'm just giving you my opinions on this match. I mean, not all of these matches are going to be quite so opinionated by me, because a lot of them I don't have a lot of opinions on, to be honest with you. But this, like I said, is one of the most important matches for WrestleMania. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it and seeing how it pans out. So yeah, like I said, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think I'm correct? Do you think I'm talking absolute, utter nonsense? Let me know what you think is going to happen. Do you think that Becky's going to win? Do you think one of the other two are going to win? I mean, there's heavy rumours that after Mania that Ronda might be on her way, or at least have some sort of time away from WWE, even just a few months. So that would not be completely out of the question. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm quite confused how it's going to pan out and what's going to happen. The winner, I'm assuming, is automatically going to be transferred to Raw if it's not Ronda, because of course both Charlotte and Becky are both SmackDown wrestlers. The interesting thing now, though, as well, there's a nice Samoan drop there by Ronda, is, of course, WWE have the Fox deal coming up soon with SmackDown. Now, if you don't know about this, SmackDown is moving to a new station, and I believe the contract involved is quite beneficial for SmackDown. I've heard rumours that SmackDown's going to move up to 3 hours as well. Charlotte with the pin, but Becky's had to break it up. But one of the massive rumours we've heard is that Brock Lesnar will be making his way to SmackDown. Now, that's a high possibility, which obviously does mean that Lesnar will be looking to lose that Raw Championship, the Universal Belt, at Mania. Which, of course, we'll have a deal with in another video. But, yeah, that could be quite interesting, because it means that one of these big names, either Charlotte or Becky, will probably be leaving. Becky, do something. Becky just staring away here. Why is Becky not breaking this submission? She obviously had trust in Ronda there, that Ronda was going to, they're not going to tap out and was going to manage to break free, so she wanted the damage to be continued. Nice suplex there by Charlotte. So yeah, it'd be interesting what happens with SmackDown, especially if they lose one of these two names. I know we all know that Vince is obviously always really preferred Raw. You can always tell, because all the big names from SmackDown always end up on Raw. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out. It's one of my favourite parts of this time of year. It's not necessarily... I mean, WrestleMania is great, but for me, just the shake-up really interests me because it does freshen things up a lot. And that's why I love the roster split so much, because you get a little bit stale after a year, then all of a sudden you get this shake-up and things are completely fresh again. There's new storylines, new enemies. It's what really I prefer. I mean, if there's no shake-up and you just come out of WrestleMania and just continue on the same people over and over again, I think the shake-up is a fantastic thing. As this match now really getting into the last moments, there is a table inside the ring, but as we know in this game, it's very, very rare that tables in these sort of matches are used as tables. They're normally used as blunt weapons to swing at your opponent, but nice. Charlotte was being cocky there, taunting away at the crowd, and Becky dropkick to the back. Now Becky looking for that suplex, but Ronda breaks free. Reverse DDT onto the table. And now Ronda locking in the cross armbar. Locking an arm submission on Becky Lynch. Charlotte's down on the outside. I don't think she can really help Becky, but Becky is showing incredible resilience. We know Becky is the man. We know she's not going to be tapping out to anything like that. That's something I could expect to see to happen as well at Mania. It would not surprise me if at some point you see Charlotte lock in the figure 8 leg lock, and then maybe Ronda lock in the armbar at the same time on Becky. It's that sort of ultra heel thing where the two of them work together. It's very, very possible for that to happen. What do you think of this arena as well? Obviously, we don't know what the arena's going to look like. We do know the logo, but I actually think this arena is actually pretty good, to be honest with you. I was quite surprised when I downloaded it, just how good the quality was. There's the pin after the Samoan drop by Ronda. Charlotte does kick out. This match has been fantastic, actually, on the game, and like I say, I think it's going to be... I think it will actually be very, very good on the night. I mean, I'm not quite sure if it will steal the show, but looking at the other matches, I feel like it probably is going to be one of the best ones there, because some of the others are a little bit underwhelming. I think Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin jumps instantly to mind. We're not going to do that match yet, because there is heavy rumour that match might change. So we'll see what happens on that one. Becky, though, look at the Bexplex on Charlotte. Ronda's down the outside. This is Becky's opportunity. There's the pin. 1, 2. Ronda slides back in. Oh, she wasn't going to get there in time, but Charlotte was able to kick out after 2. Nice takedown there by Ronda. Now Ronda using her UFC skills and once again locking in the armbar, but Becky straight away rolls it through, showing great scouting. The referee, obviously not been trained very well in the Performance Center, just stood completely in front of the action, so the hard cam was unable to see any of that. Becky taken down, which means now Ronda looks to try on Charlotte, but Charlotte catching Ronda with the dragon screw, weakening that leg, potentially for a figure 8, but no, going straight for the pin. Becky's down on the outside, and Ronda was able to kick out after 2 as well. Charlotte with a big knee strike in the back of Ronda, brings her back up to her feet, and spear by Charlotte. She needs to go for the pin. Becky's down on the outside. This could be Charlotte's opportunity. 1, 2, and 4. Becky got there on the brink of 3. She flattened the referee, and now Becky locks in to disarm her. If Charlotte taps, the referee's not up. The referee can't see it. Charlotte has tapped out, but the referee's down. He did not see it. Oh, this is getting really, really controversial finishes now. The crowd are not happy. Charlotte just tapped out to Becky's disarm her, but the referee was down and out and missed it, and now Charlotte is back in control of this match. Absolute craziness. Ronda, stiff forearm, just taking Charlotte out. Only a 2 count. Becky is down. Barely stirring. No, nice. Ronda just backflipped out of a German suplex. Becky just trying to crawl towards the action. We know what she's like, as Ronda taking Charlotte up into a shin breaker. Becky now slowly getting back up to her feet. Oh, Ronda there, great wherewithal and sort of knowledge of where everyone was by throwing Charlotte to the outside, then just turning around and clotheslines Becky straight away. There's the pin, but Becky able to kick out. There's not a lot left in the tank of any of these ladies now. It has been a very, very good match, actually. It's been a fantastic match, a great way to start off this playlist of of Mania matches. Now, we are going to do all the Mania matches, and we're also going to do the NXT matches as well. The NXT matches will start a little bit later on. There's only 5 of those. So they will start a little bit later on, but we will build up to the day again. But of course, there is heavy rumour there's actually going to be about 17 matches on the WrestleMania card. So this is going to be an interesting amount of videos for me to be able to do on top of the rest of the ones we normally do. Ronda now wrenching back at the arm. Oh, just slamming Charlotte face first into the mat. There's the pin. Table goes flying. Referee has got no idea what he's doing. And it's only a 2 count. You think if the referee had pulled his finger out then and gone for it straight away, that might have actually been the 3 count. Charlotte breaks free from Ronda. All 3 ladies up on their feet now. Ronda just flattens Charlotte with a shoulder block. Becky catches Ronda as well. Ronda now taking Becky up into a nice gut wrench powerbomb. Charlotte straight back into the ring. She's not allowing that pinfall at all. Ronda just dropping the leg drop right into the knee of Charlotte. Then into a hurricanrana on Charlotte as well. Ronda in with a pin. 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count. Wow, this match. This freaking match is going all out, isn't it? Nice takedown there by Ronda. Then drop of the elbow right on the inside the arm of Becky Lynch. Becky with a jawbreaker on Ronda. Becky's going to be disappointed. She's already made Charlotte tap. Now looking to try and make Ronda tap as well. But Charlotte was in and broke it up straight away. Big uppercut by Becky on Charlotte. Is that enough? I don't think it's going to be, but... oh, it almost was, you know. I almost had to eat my own words there for a moment. Becky now locking in the head scissors, but Charlotte breaks free. Charlotte now taking Becky up. Into a package stunner. There's the pin by Charlotte on Ronda. It's in there for a 2 count. Say, if the match at WrestleMania is on par with this, then I think it's going to be a very good match so far. Lots of false finishes. We had the dodgy moment where Charlotte tapped out to Becky's disarm her while the referee was down and out. Which was technically Becky's fault, I suppose, because Becky did flatten the referee while trying to break the pinfall. Pin by Ronda. Becky's in there and breaks up straight away. Ronda with that quick jabs. The face of Becky. Ronda utilising her boxing ability, obviously from her UFC days. Big knees right in the gut of Becky. There's the pin by Ronda. 1, 2. Only a 2 count still. Wow, the quality of this match. Nice forearm there by Becky Lynch. Now in for the arm breaker on Ronda Rousey. Obviously building up for a potential disarmer later on. Saito suplex and Charlotte folds her in half. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count still. Remember, Becky has already made Charlotte tap once in this match. Collar and elbow tie up. Charlotte pushes Becky away. Becky now sending Charlotte into the corner. There's Becky a plan now. Spins Charlotte around in this corner. Drop kick right to the spine. Ronda's back up, but her feet now just flattens Becky from behind. That's the worst thing, because when you can't see it coming, it's like being hit by a freight train. You can't prepare your body. It can cause so much more damage. Ronda now stalking Charlotte. Rolls her through. Becky, pay attention. The armbar's being locked in. But Charlotte instantly breaking away from the submission. Again, Becky sends Charlotte into the corner. Charlotte reversing, all 3 ladies on their feet for a short period of time. As Charlotte takes Becky up to the top. What is she going for here? Look at this super gut-wrench suplex. Becky rolls out the ring. Charlotte, no. The boot in the gut of Ronda, then into the natural selection. This could be the opportunity for Charlotte. She drops in the pin. Becky's down on the outside. And Charlotte is your Raw Women's Champion. Wow. Okay. So WWE 2K19 believes that Charlotte Flair will win this match. However, it would be very interesting if this did happen, right? This would be very interesting because this would allow Ronda to sort of disappear for a few months, as rumoured. But then the feud would continue between Charlotte and Becky because, of course, earlier on in the match, Becky made Charlotte tap out to disarm her while the referee was down. So this actually could be something that could happen. I mean, WWE, we know WWE are very hot on Charlotte. They always have been. She's always been involved in all the big things, which is what's annoyed a lot of the fans, I think. So this could actually be a very interesting way of doing things. Maybe getting Charlotte over even more as a heel, and then continuing that feud between Becky and Charlotte because Becky says, I was robbed. I made you tap out. The referee didn't see it. Then you went on to win the match. And you didn't even pin me. You pinned Ronda. It's very possible that is what could happen. So there we go. That is the first match of our WrestleMania Advent Calendar. I hope you have enjoyed this one. If you have, then please do hit a like and, of course, subscribe if you want to see some more. And I will see you again tomorrow for our second match leading up to WrestleMania. I think tomorrow we've got Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio Jr. for the United States Championship. I've been Sheba Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that other good stuff. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.